unabashedly. The one studying my identification squinted at me.
Marijke de Graaf. Just how old is this photograph?
He held it up for his companion to examine. My curly hair was longer in the photo, my face a little fuller. 4 months. The child, finally quiet, sucked her thumb, her cheeks scarlet with tears. After an unbearable pause, the soldier handed back my papers.
Well, it sure doesn't do you justice.
He winked and waved me on my way. My mouth was dry, my arms tense as I continued on into the park, humming a nervous, shapeless tune. I found a bench near the tea house where more uniforms were scattered between the suits and dresses at the tables. Soldiers eating pastries, looking out over the water at the ducks and squirrels as though our city had always been theirs. Within a few minutes, Theo found me. He bent down to check on the child before giving me a kiss.
They took their time with your papers, didn't they?
I shook my head. They're just searching for entertainment. He lifted the baby from the carriage. Darling, not here. Let's get her to safety.
But look at this tiny frown.
He pulled faces at her until she gurgled a laugh and stretched out as if trying to tug on his big ears. And I watched with yearning as I imagined us with a daughter of our own to comfort and love.
If only we could keep her.
He placed her back with a wistful sheen in his eyes that made me want to take him in my arms. But you know we can't. Plus, she needs to be breastfed. Our time will come, I promise. He sighed.
I know.
From there, we cut across the park and exited through another set of gates. These ones, thankfully, unguarded. Women bustled down the streets, and collectively they formed a walking fashion catalogue from 3 years earlier, colors fading and hems showing their wear. Since the invasion, everyone had learned to keep their heads lower, their movements more purposeful, and the few men in sight were prepubescent or already wrinkled. So many others afraid of venturing out, only to be rounded up in the impending call-ups for forced labor. As we approached the address the resistance had given us, the front door of the house opened a crack, and a woman peeked out, observing the baby carriage. She recited our code in a stiff voice that wouldn't have fooled anyone.
"Have you come to see my new flower beds?"
On hearing our response, she checked for onlookers and beckoned us into her front hall. Inside, she bent over the baby carriage with a look of heartbreak, her eyes ringed red, her skin showing the toll of sleepless nights.
"Please, come sit down,"
she said at last.
"I'll put on the kettle."
"We can't stay, I'm afraid." I glimpsed an empty bassinet in the sitting room, a baby blanket crocheted with initials draped over the side. The sight of it made my throat tighten. "We're so sorry about your loss, Mithro." She picked up the baby and gazed down at her.
"It's a dreadful time to bring a child into the world, isn't it?"
Theo and I exchanged a glance.
"Well," she said, "at least I can still be of use to another young life."
Her chin started to tremble, and she retrieved a handkerchief from her pocket.
"Such light hair for a Jew. What happened to her mother?" "Pneumonia,"
Theo replied.
"We were hiding them in our attic, and by the time we found the doctor who had come, it was too late."
He glanced at the clock on the wall.
"I'm sorry. We need to get going. We can't thank you enough, Mithlo. Please hide the carriage well. Your husband knows what to do with its contents."
I leaned to kiss the baby on the forehead and squeezed the woman's hand in farewell. Theo paused in the front entrance.
"It warms my heart to see how willing you are to care for a child that's not your own."
She nodded, but kept her focus on the baby. And once the street was clear, we left the house without looking back.